This is the Neo Geo CD. I've always wanted one ever since I discovered SNK's fighting games and learnt more about the arcade roots behind said games. A real Neo Geo is expensive, so SNK releasing a CD version to cut costs is pretty special. I got one myself, hopeful to get in on that experience. There's a catch. I have no games for it currently, and while I wait, I figured I should emulate it to see what I'm possibly getting into. Of course, a PC would be too easy, so I figured, why not try a portable solution instead? You heard me right, folks. The Neo Geo CD on the PlayStation Portable. How is this even reality right now? Believe it or not, the idea is not as far-fetched as it first appears. The PSP is more than powerful enough to emulate Neo Geo games. SNK released a collection on the console officially, and it worked. For me, finding out that the CD version works so well online made me decide to try it for myself. Using a hacked PSP 2000 with custom firmware installed, I got the NCDZ emulator and the games as well. I tried and failed to get the games to work by myself, so I found a YouTube video with a link that allowed me to download 60 plus games already properly formatted for the PlayStation Portable emulator. I'm using the PlayStation Portable's video output connected to my OSSC via 480p at line 2x, and since PSP output picture sizes are small by default, I had to enlarge them like you would do playing on a television. Lastly, I'll talk about some of the games that I played before I go into a montage for the rest of the games that I did check out. Let's begin. We'll start off with Pulstar. This side-scrolling shoot 'em up is pretty cool. The game is simple. Your ship moves to the right and you shoot everything trying to end you. You'll start off with a basic cannon attack, but power-ups will enable all sorts of goodies like a type of shield, missiles, more firepower, and so on. Pulstar is a lot of fun. The shooting mechanics feel really solid, the pre-rendered backgrounds and sprites are quite detailed, and the music is well done too. I'm not too sure if it is CD quality, but I still enjoyed it, especially the boss theme. There is a lot of slowdown though, so the pacing can drag on sometimes, and as you'd expect, one hit and you are history. I recommend this one. I think you'd enjoy what Pulstar has to offer. Breakers is a traditional 2D fighting game, and if you've played Street Fighter, this game feels a bit like it. Not to take away from the game, because I actually enjoyed playing it. To me, the controls definitely were finely tuned, it's as sharp as an axe. I loved how easy it was to pull off moves and dominate my opponent, but the foes can do the same to you. Be careful out there. The graphics and animation are solid too, as is the soundtrack. I had fun listening to the tunes play as I beat up whoever crossed my path. I just wished it didn't start over at the end of each fight, that always annoys me. Overall, a solid fighting game, and certainly one I feel you should play if you can. The Last Blade 2 was a great surprise for me. I actually owned the first game on PS1, so I was eager to see how a real Neo Geo version fared. I was blown away. The animations are really well done, but more importantly, the gameplay was solid and engrossing. The gameplay style isn't for everyone due to its slower nature, requiring you to think on your feet and not to be super aggressive all the time. This is especially true here because you have a dedicated counter button to parry moves and dish out some extreme pain, which sadly happened to me quite a lot. Still, the incredible graphics, great sound design, and overall well balanced and excellent gameplay will make this one a game I will get if I get the opportunity. A Dreamcast version of this exists, so maybe I will pick up that port first. Neo Turf Masters is a no-brainer on the Neo Geo platform, and I love playing this game. It's easy to pick up and play, plus the arcade nature just makes it more engaging than the average golf simulator. I'm a big fan of everybody's golf, so this game was up my alley. I love the soundtrack despite not being CD audio. I like the over-excited announcers, and trying to get the perfect swing feels good when you finally nail it. As you expect though, this game will frustrate you as you screw up a shot or miss an easy opportunity to get a birdie instead of par. Even if you have a disdain for sports games, Neo Turf Masters lives up to the hype set by everyone out there who played it. Galaxy Fight is a 2D fighting game made by Sunsoft. Although another 2D fighting game, this one stands out. First, look at the graphics. It's beautiful. I think it might be pre-rendered, although I'm not too sure. Whether it is or isn't, it looks fantastic, and the animations back it up. The game also has a great soundtrack and plays pretty well too. I do feel it's pretty punishing to play, as I lost a good deal of times in most of the matches that I did play. It's a shame. You need to be prepared to learn the moves and give the game a real chance. I definitely want a copy for myself. I hope it's not too expensive on the Neo Geo CD. Just a quick note, this game did seem a bit glitchy in some arenas, which is a bit unfortunate, but I still had fun with Galaxy Fight. Aggressors of Dark Kombat is pretty interesting. It's a 2D fighting game, only you can move all around the environment and even pick up dropped weapons to beat your foes with. You can even play as a kid who attacks with a basketball and never seems to drop the ball. That was kind of funny to me. Otherwise, this is your typical fighting game. It's an earlier Neo Geo game, so the graphics are so-so, and the soundtrack is alright but not special. I found picking up weapons to be a chore, and if you get hit once, the weapon is gone forever. Pretty lame if you ask me. Despite my complaints, Aggressors of Dark Kombat is not all that bad, and I say if you want to give it a try, go for it. Let's finish up with Baseball Stars 2. I never played baseball being British, but Rounders is very similar in terms of rules and how you play. I guess it is baseball, but different. Anyway, I'm not the biggest fan of either sport, but like Neo Turf Masters, this is a lot of fun. I had trouble timing the swings of my batter, and I had some trouble as the pitcher trying to steer the ball away from the batter without giving the opponent a free run. I had even more trouble trying to catch the ball, as I'd move the runners away from the ball instead of towards it, and my throws often went in the wrong direction. This is my fault though, as the game is easy to play, controls great, and also has a much better than expected soundtrack to keep you playing. The announcers are also fun to listen to as well. I like this game, and I think if you try it out, you might enjoy it too. Alright, let's montage the rest of the Neo Geo CD games that I played on the PSP, and I will see you at the outro.
Give up?
Metal Slug 2.
Thank you. Heavy machine gun.
The Neo Geo CD works very well on PlayStation Portable. It's hard to believe that a handheld that's 17 years old at the time of this recording can still do the platform justice. I also just cannot believe what else this device can emulate. Although the emulation isn't 100%, it's really good and makes me hopeful that I can own some of these games properly on my real Neo Geo CD. The dream of owning legitimate Neo Geo software and hardware is just getting started, and now I have some games to look out for once I'm ready to take a deep dive into its library of games. What do you folks think of the PlayStation Portable's ability to emulate Neo Geo CD games? Let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you all again next time.